The winds of 7th century Mecca whisper tales of a woman whose legacy is etched in divine condemnation. Jamil, the mother of beauty, was no ordinary foe of Islam. Her story begins in the heart of a tribal society where power and pride rule. The Quran immortalizes her not for virtue, but for venom, a woman who weaponized her status as Abu Lahab's wife to torment the Prophet Muhammad Piba. Imagine the scorching Arabian sun casting shadow over the Kaaba as Jamil, draped in silks and scorn, plots her vendetta. Her hatred wasn't impulsive, it was calculated. While Mecca's elite mocked the Prophet openly, she orchestrated subtler cruelties. Thorns strewn in his path, whispers poisoning alliances, and a boycott starving Muslim families. The Surah Al-Masad strips away her glamour, exposing her as the carrier of firewood, a metaphor for fueling hell's flames. Her name, once synonymous with elegance, became a warning. Even beauty masks rot. This intro isn't just history, it's a clash of light and darkness, where one woman's choices damned her to eternal infamy. Jamil's power stemmed from her marriage to Abu Lahab, the Prophet's uncle and a pillar of Meccan tyranny. Their union was a fusion of wealth and wickedness. Abu Lahab, whose name means father of flame, embodied fiery rage, but Jamil was the silent inferno. As Quraysh nobility, they hosted lavish feasts in their opulent courtyard, yet their table lacked mercy. When the Prophet declared Islam's message, Abu Lahab publicly ridiculed him, but Jamil's tactics were insidious. She weaponized social influence, rallying Meccan women to shun Muslim converts. Her cruelty wasn't impulsive, it was strategic. Historical accounts describe her taunting the Prophet's poverty. Muhammad claims divine connection, yet he eats stale bread. Her disdain even targeted his daughter, Fatima, whom she mocked as the mother of dirt. Jamil's identity wasn't just as a wife, it was as an architect of persecution. The Quran's condemnation of the couple, "Perish the hands of Abu Lahab," underscores their partnership in evil. Their palace, once a symbol of prestige, became a monument to moral decay. Jamil's malice was both physical and psychological. By night, she prowled Mecca's alleys, scattering palm fronds where the Prophet walked barefoot to prayer. By day, she spun lies, labeling him a mad poet and sorcerer, her most infamous act, leading the social boycott against the Prophet's clan, the Banu Hashim. For 3 years, she enforced an embargo denying them food, trade, and mercy, starving children while feasting in excess. When Surah Al-Masad revealed her fate, she erupted. Clutching a stone, she stormed toward the Prophet, demanding, "Where is Muhammad? I'll crush his skull," but her rage blinded her to the irony. The Quran's words outlived her. The firewood she carried symbolized not just slander, but the kindling of her own doom. Modern historians liken her to Lady Macbeth, ambitious, ruthless, and undone by her deeds. Yet unlike fictional villains, her crimes are divinely documented. Reenactments of her scattering thorns aren't mere drama, they're reminders. Hatred leaves scars, but truth endures. No woman in the Quran is as uniquely condemned as Jamil. Surah Al-Masad 111, 4-5 seals her fate. His wife will carry firewood, a rope of twisted fiber around her neck. Scholars interpret firewood as her role in spreading malice, gossip as kindling for hellfire. The rope symbolizes her futility. Even her wealth couldn't save her. This divine rebuke wasn't just punitive, it was pedagogical. The Quran contrasts her earthly status with eternal ruin. Her silken robes replaced by flaming chains, her palace reduced to ash. Tafsir interpretation literature adds chilling details. On Judgment Day, she'll plead for water only to receive boiling pus. Her curse transcends time, a lesson in divine justice. Even her name, erased from honorifics, is invoked only as a warning. Modern preachers use her story to ask, what firewood do we carry? Gossip, arrogance. Her eternal shame isn't about gender, it's about choices. In a faith emphasizing repentance, her refusal to change damned her. The Quran's specificity elevates her from historical footnote to eternal cautionary tale. Jamil's name, Mother of Beauty, is Islam's ultimate irony. She embodied outer glamour and inner rot, a theme the Quran amplifies. Do not let their wealth and children impress you. Allah intends to punish them through these in this world. 955. Her lavish parties masked spiritual poverty. She mocked the Prophet's humility while her gold necklaces choked her conscience. Even her death was ignoble. Medieval sources claim she died fleeing Islam's triumph in Mecca, her body devoured by wild beasts. The rose of her name had thorns, a metaphor for hypocrisy. Today, her legacy warns against valuing status over sincerity. Islamic art often depicts her as a veiled figure clutching thorns, a visual paradox of grace and malice. Theologians contrast her with figures like Khadijah, the Prophet's virtuous wife, asking audiences, which legacy will you choose? Her story resonates in an age obsessed with image, a reminder that Allah judges the heart, not the facade. Jamil's irony isn't poetic, it's prophetic. True beauty lies in deeds, not titles. Why does a 7th century bigot still matter? Because Jamil Jamil's vices are timeless: arrogance, slander, and hatred of truth. Her boycott mirrors modern cancel culture. Her thorns echo online trolling, yet her fate offers hope. No power can extinguish divine light. Islam survived her scheming, proving truth tyranny. Scholars cite her to condemn domestic abuse. She enabled Abu Lahab's violence and toxic leadership. Her story also humanizes the Prophet's struggle. Even kin betrayed him. For converts, she's a symbol of resilience. If the Prophet endured her, so can we. But her deepest lesson is about accountability. The Quran could have anonymized her, but naming her stresses that no one, rich, connected, or beautiful, evades justice. In an era of influencers and fake news, her legacy asks, are we carriers of firewood or light? As Mecca's Adhan call to prayer drowns out her curses, we're reminded, villains fade, truth remains. Jamil's infamy isn't her triumph, it's Islam's victory. Jamil's tale isn't just history, it's a mirror. Her downfall, sealed in divine verse, echoes across centuries as a warning cloaked in firewood and pride. As we scroll, speak, and choose our legacies today, her story urges reflection. Will we be remembered for truth or torment? In Islam's tapestry, even the vilest threads serve a purpose, reminding us that arrogance fades but righteousness endures.